You're tuned in to Texas CSO TV.
Purpose in life, and it's allowed me to achieve my dream of being a chef and one day probably owning my own restaurant.
Bring it on.
Just remember that. Yes, my parents were not there, but I had a rock and a solid person in my grandmother. She was amazing. My grandma taught me in the kitchen when I was 7. She was the icon in the community with her restaurants, her bakery. Things in my life that hurt me was the passing of my grandmother. Your grandma was your world, and now she's not there. My mom called me, and my father's like, do you want to come to New York? I was excited and scared at the same time. I remember leaving, it was New Year's Eve. Imagine that, coming to a new world. You have a green card, you have 5 years to went to college, networking, and I finally got a job doing mail work at a bank. Worked there for 2 years, and I made my way up. Something about me and coming to New York was so fascinating. It was about food and culture. You go into fancy restaurants and you're back in your mind, it's like you're going back to your Caribbean culture. Like, how come there's no Caribbean place to go like this? And it came to terms when the economy was failing and it was more like a recession. I never went through this, it was scary. And I got laid off from my job. I went back to the Caribbean to rethink myself and to reinvent myself as a chef. I said, you know what? It makes me happy and I will pursue it. And I enrolled in the French Institute of Culinary, which was down in Soho. It dawned on me where, you know what? I've learned so much from French, American, Italian. Why not incorporate it in my Caribbean cuisine? And people were talking about it like crazy. Who is this new chef? I got that title where it was celebrity chef. I'm happy that I had a good foundation from my grandmother.
Bring it on. They're trying to knock Bobby out as much as we are, and they want Shorne to give it a shot. Good luck to him.
It really came down to that you made the quinoa the star of your dish.
Cherry on top.
Yep.
Shorne, congratulations. You made it through round 1. So what are we cooking tonight?
Bobby, my signature dish is pumpkin curry. My grandma used to make this almost every day. So I'm taking from my childhood and elevating it with some dumplings and scallops. And I'm starting with my curry base, lemongrass, fresh ginger, cinnamon, and I'm making my own spice mix, which consists of smoked paprika, turmeric for color, and cumin powder. Caramelize the powder, then the glaze with wine.
He's gonna get a really.
I'm not sure if I should invite you. This is my first time doing a Facebook Live in a group.
Well, tell you what, why don't you do the live on your side? Because I have an iPad here hanging here and it's locked because I couldn't remember. I don't use it often.
Okay. Okay,
But,
so let me see what I can do. But yeah, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Delise Lockhart, and I am the founder of the Texas Caribbean Students Organization. Basically, the purpose of the organization serves as a platform for Caribbean students in Texas. We have educational programs, we offer mentorship, we also offer scholarships, and then we have learning opportunities such as this one. Yeah, I am really delighted to be here with Chef Shorne. He is amazing. I met him at Rum and Rhythm in New York.
Yes. It's been a while for Rum and Rhythm.
So can you tell everyone about yourself?
Wow, Chef Shorne here, based in New York. Passionate about cooking. I look at cooking as just taking my energy and challenging people, just uplifting Caribbean cuisine, and that's my mission. I go by a signature style called New Age Caribbean cuisine, and just for me, cooking is just fun and just bringing people together. That's just me, and especially on the holiday times, like you never know what's going on with somebody, and I figure me as a chef, I want to offer something. When you came to me with this, I said, you know what, this is great. Some people are struggling with cooking at home, just the basics. So if I could just learn some ideas and some techniques, we'll just bring it all together. And I want to be happy to contribute for that.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so
This is cost efficient. I got the ingredients, and it was less than $25. So
wow,
this is good.
okay.
This is good.
Okay. I mean, what I want to introduce everybody, the basis of this is going to be a pasta base. And I looked at this as a situation where most people, well, in the culinary world industry where people eat pestos. And I figured that I like to use local Caribbean ingredients to uplift it and take it to the next level. So I looked at the Callaloo, which is, I have here. I'm like, wait, Callaloo, okay. And I've looked at in my experience in cooking and stuff that people use spinach, basil, and I'm like, why not Callaloo? And I figured let's do a pesto. So, I don't know if you're on your end, you already cooked your pasta yet?
Yeah, I made my pasta.
Can
you guys see my ingredients, or do I need to move? Could you see it? What I have?
Well, it's a split. I can't see yours because it's a split screen. It's kind of subdivided. But if you want to tilt it. So how's the holiday season been going for you?
Well, I just well, now they can't see my face. For me, I just finished finals yesterday, so I really haven't focused too much on the holiday season just yet because I was overwhelmed in my studies. But
Okay.
I do plan on Christmas shopping soon. So
Okay.
I know I'm kind of late, but I just had a lot going on.
Not a problem. All right. So I'm going to walk you through this with the pesto because the pesto is the star of the dish here tonight. And simple, as I said. Let me see if I can hang my camera up. And you just follow the steps. You can see my stove. You have to see me. So this is the Callaloo.
Oh, let me get mine. I have mine in the tin here.
All right, you could just get it, take it out.
So just put it in here. And I know some of us struggle to get Callaloo in Texas, so I got mine from Fiesta. So. Yes.
Oh, okay. You know what? I've never really been to Texas. I would like to explore there.
You should definitely take a trip.
I think I don't know. Since you're from the South, Texas, is Fort Worth considered Texas?
You said it's Fort Worth?
Dallas?
Yeah, that's Dallas. So I'm in Houston.
Okay, I want to go to Houston. All right. So let's see if we can walk through this. Are you ready for this amazing experience?
Do I have to drain this out, or it's fresh?
Just pick whatever on the top. If you have liquid in, the liquid will help to blend it up because we're going to blend this all together.
Okay. So I'm not experience in the kitchen, I do mostly like the taste testing. That's my job in the kitchen.
Well, tonight you're gonna gain something that you could have a foundation to use it for. So are we ready? So we're gonna put. I mean, it's just maybe for you. So just put a little bit, like a tablespoon of callaloo in the blender. Okay. Okay, sweet. Now pesto is usually like a nut base, peanut base. People put pine nuts. People put pistachios, but we're gonna replace it with coconut flakes. It's gonna give it some texture. So just take like 2 tablespoons of coconut flakes, because you're thinking about callaloo, like people cook it with the coconut milk and all that stuff. So you put some sweet coconut flakes just to give it an added sweetness. And are you following? And 1 garlic clove. I don't want to put too much garlic in it because we're going to use some raw garlic in here. And you have Parmesan by any chance?
Yeah.
All right. So, perfect. So just put some Parmesan in here. The Parmesan is going to give it a nice flavor profile. And it's going to bind it all together. So put like 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. If it's grated or shredded, it doesn't matter. I know you're Trinidadian based, right?
Yeah.
So I've been to Trinidad a couple of times. Some of my styles of cooking is based on the culture of Trinidad, just the flavor. The island is like their food scene is crazy. The street food from Doubles.
Oh yeah, Doubles. That's my favorite.
So it's just me in my travels and just me as a professional take the approach to do things so that to uplift Caribbean cuisine. And I know you know about this. I don't know if you have it, the pimento pepper, this green seasoning.
I actually don't, so
Well,
I couldn't
it's
find
fine.
it.
It's fine. It's fine. If you have hot sauce in the house, you could put a dash in there. It'll be yeah. Oh, that's hot. Don't put too much. So I'm gonna just take some pimento peppers in here. And we're gonna add the olive oil.
And you said 1 cup, right?
Of the
Olive oil.
do half a cup because you just do half of it. Because I thought it was gonna make a whole batch. Yeah, that's perfect. And we're just gonna blend it all together. Right. Literally, we're making Callaloo Pesto. So if you look at here, it's just the cheese, the coconut flakes, the peppers, the garlic. It's all tied together. And just blend quickly. Just put more olive oil in mine.
Wait, what else did you just add?
No, I just added more oil on my end. I didn't put enough. Yeah. I want you to taste this and be a witness to this. And obviously, you're gonna season with salt and pepper.
And what was that you just added?
I just added some salt.
Some
Did
salt.
you?
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have your lemon juice by any chance?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So add your lemon juice also, because the lemon juice is going to give it flavor and also not make it turn brown or dark.
How much should I add?
Do 2 drops of lemon juice in there,
You
like
said
almost
two
like
cups?
no, like two, almost like a tablespoon of lemon juice. So just squeeze one lemon juice, the juice from one lemon in there for the amount we're making. Again, it's looking all beautiful. When I made this recipe, I'm like, I felt like I had a Kanye moment when I saw. I'm like, yo, this is genius. Truth be told, like me visiting Trinidad, I went to Tobago, and they had the crab and dumpling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, you know what? I want to take this to the next level. I'm coming for Callaloo, and so my idea of this is to do a curry crab pasta with the, instead of you having Callaloo on the side, do Callaloo Pesto to have like an official pasta dish.
Yeah. That's very
That
unique.
that's gonna. I want to say this is gonna be like whoa.
So let me get some salt.
Okay. So I'm done. How's y'all looking? I want to see yours. How it looks. How it look?
So this is what mine looks like.
Oh, perfect. So the pasta that you have, I don't know if you have just, is it in a bowl or something?
Yeah, let me show you.
Okay, sweet. Is it warm? By
Yeah.
any chance?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So what do you do? Did you have any protein by any chance for your
No.
pasta? Okay, all right, perfect. All right. All right. So what I want you to do is take the pesto and just put it over the pasta and just fold it all together, like almost coat it all together. But I want you to taste the pesto first. I just want you to taste it to say what it's gonna taste like.
Okay, before we do the tasting, I'm gonna ask you some questions
Okay.
that the students submitted. So before I get to like taste everything, how about
Okay.
I ask you some questions?
Sure.
Good?
Okay. I'm open to questions.
Okay. So these questions were submitted from our college students.
Mm-hmm.
We've been promoting this event for a while, and we just asked them to submit a couple of questions.
Okay.
So the first question is, what is one Caribbean dish you don't like?
Okay. There's not no one Korean dish I don't like, but there's something I would like to say is probably like, all right, maybe it's a controversy. I know it's part of history, but I find that some islands who has saltfish as their national dish,
Yeah.
I want to change that. I want them to change that mentality because, yes, it was through part of history in terms of what we were fed. But I figured that actually we should kind of regroup and figure this. We're from the Caribbean. There's a whole bunch of fresh fish in the water.
Yeah.
Let's go with that instead. That's just me. I just want to be controversial.
Yeah.
Controversial.
No, that is very true. We could probably expand and
Right.
do different types of fish or yeah,
Yep.
that's very true. So that's a great way to think about it.
Yes.
Another question they ask is, what inspires you?
Wow, what inspires me? Pretty much for me, I'm just on a mission, just taking Caribbean food to the next level, just elevate it without forgetting what its true foundation in terms of flavor profiles. And that just motivates me and pushes me to just say, you know what, I want to be not just only me, but there's other chefs out there that does it. And I figure that collectively, it's like an inspiration for one another to say like, you know what, just like tonight, I'm not sure if it's done before, but doing the Callaloo Pesto, just taking Callaloo and present it differently. And that's the whole objective of me as a chef.
And I know you do have an inspiring story. I don't know if everyone had the opportunity to watch your video, but I really enjoyed your story.
Oh, thanks.
So I'm gonna do 2 more questions, and then we can go back to the taste testing. So
Okay.
another question a student asked, they asked, if you could go back and do things differently, what would you do? Would you still have the same goals?
Yes. And I think I'll do differently is just like for people in college right now who have their mindset on a certain major or a profession, to just stick to it. Because sometimes, like for me, I was wanting to be a chef, but one thing that always stopped me from being there was I was thinking about the money of what kind of kind of life I'll have. And to me, that was like that. I started late because of that. Life had put me in a crossroads where it was difficult, where I lost my job, and I figured, you know what to do next. And I was wanted to be a chef, and I took the opportunity. But if I'd taken that opportunity, well, who knows? If I take those steps 5 years ago, I'll be like, okay. But then everybody has their own journey and maturity. When you reach certain levels, you have a maturity to face. So I would say if I had the determination and not to be worried about what's going to happen later, just do it the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That was good. If you could describe your journey as an immigrant to the U.S., what would it be and why?
Wow. Well, for me, I always describe my journey and where I've been is like a Cinderella story. And I'm not rephrasing in the sense of rags to riches or anything like that. It's just more or less your determination to succeed. You know, you put here and you just want to succeed. And one thing that motivated me, I would say, is like, all right, I like nice things. And when I first saw Manhattan, when I came to the U.S. in New York, I like asking my mom why we don't live here, and she said that we can't afford it. And when she said that, it clicked to me. I said, you know what? I want that. So I got to do what I have to do to get there. So that's going to college, as you guys doing. And for me, it's just always keep that in my mind. There's always a goal. Always remember where you're coming from, and where you want to go.
Right.
For sure.
Right. Yeah, that is very important. Like having the right mindset and mentality and remaining motivated, especially as an immigrant. And then you also can't forget where you came from. So I'm glad that you also said, remembering your roots and where you came from.
For sure. This is fun. I like this.
So I'm gonna taste this now and
Yeah,
let's
please,
see.
please do, please do. Get me nervous here because I'm not the one, but I'm sure it's gonna work out. I'm gonna go in my.
Okay, let's see.
I'm cooking some shrimp of mine.
Oh, that looks good. See, you didn't tell me about all of that. You
No, no,
just told me
I
about
did.
the.
Yeah, because I figured that, you know what? I did put the option of putting shrimp or crab or chicken with this dish. But the whole idea, as you said, for college students is this is probably going to be like a side dish. Just do this whole pasta with the callaloo, just use callaloo differently instead of doing the whole thing of cooking it.
All right, let's see.
Oh, judgment.
Okay, it's there. I like it.
It's a little different, but you still
Hmm.
get that callaloo flavor, that
I
cooking
like
flavor.
the Parmesan cheese. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. The palm adds a nice flavor to it.
I think I added too much pepper,
Yeah, the pepper.
but I love it. So now I know how to make this. So,
So you,
Mom, if you're watching this, I I might make this for Christmas.
so in my dish here, I did some curry shrimp, and I'm gonna add my pesto to here, the Callaloo pesto. So as I said, I was gonna take this on a making this as crab and dumplings and Callaloo, crab and Callaloo. So instead of using dumplings, use the pasta. Give it a nice roll like that. Smells so good. Now that is dinner.
And that was so fast. It was quick,
Yeah,
easy,
exactly.
cost
Put it,
efficient.
put it in a bowl.
That was so fast. Wow.
Like y'all, you guys could do this at home, coming from work, whatever, school. You want a taste of Sunday food a different way. Put some fresh cheese on here.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's me. So as I said, when I did this dish, it was like saying to myself, this is I'm having a Kanye moment. Like this is genius. Like Callaloo pesto. So
Well, thank you for sharing your recipe with us.
yeah, I mean for sure it's like the curry, the callaloo, and the pasta. The pasta is like dumplings. So this is gonna be perfect for Christmas. And thank you for cooking it with me.
No
And you did a
problem.
great job. I guess we got dinner tonight.
Yeah, for sure. We still have a few more questions
Oh, sure, sure, sure,
from the
sure,
students.
sure.
So, someone asks, what's your favorite dish to make?
Wow, favorite dish to make. Um, is one of my grandmother's dishes that she did for me, which is, but my interpretation was like a pumpkin soup, but I actually presented a big bobby flay, which is a curry pumpkin with scallops. I love cooking seafood, so I have to default to say seafood, but it's definitely pan-seared scallops with a pumpkin wine sauce. Amazing with dumplings, sweet peas, especially now. It's perfect.
That sounds good. um, Someone asks, what's your least favorite meal to make and why?
Least, I'm gonna say something. Least favorite dish to make is making mac and cheese, macaroni pie, because it's like it's good, but it's the way I do it is so long. It's like, do I really have to make this?
Yeah, it's just a very common dish.
Yeah, but just the process I go through and put different cheeses in there. It's like wow, it's a labor of love, pretty much.
Next question is word of advice to students coming to America from the Caribbean.
Don't get caught up in being homesick and looking for partying. There'll always be a party. It's just like every year Marshall comes out with a different song. There'll always be a party for you. Just focus. And I bet you when you have everything together, it'll be even sweeter because you'll be able to afford it.
Right. That's good advice because as a college student, you could get kind of like caught up in parties and then you just lose focus of the whole reason why you came to college.
Exactly.
And then you fall behind and then it just spirals downwards just because you made that one mistake of continuously going to parties. So
that's for sure.
Yeah. And
I've been there,
the
that's
party
why.
scene will always be there.
Exactly, because I've been there.
Someone asks, if you can give your 18-year-old you advice, what would it be and why?
Wow.
I actually asked this question. This was my question.
18 me is like don't be close-minded, especially you coming from the Caribbean. You're already accustomed to a certain lifestyle. Don't be open-minded for living abroad and explore different cultures, which will enrich you in the end, for sure. Be open-minded.
Yeah, that's good advice. What's the most expensive food you've cooked?
Ooh. Most expensive food. Well, I have to default to since you're in Texas. I have to say steak. I recently had a client, and she was a tennis player, and she wanted steak, and I was trying to impress her so much that I actually got her Kobe beef, and half a pound was $125. And she just wanted some mashed potatoes with it, and I just had to make that simple dish elegant and elevated for her. So definitely, yeah, that was a.
So you went above and beyond.
Yes. And I told her it's Kobe. She's like, what?
She was not expecting.
No, not at all.
What was the first dish you made for your mother, father, or your grandmother?
Oh, well, there's a story to that for me. It's literally trying to escape. When I grew up in the Caribbean, I used to go to church on Sundays, and literally, church was boring to me. And I took the step up to say, you know what, I don't want to go to church. Let me make Sunday dinner. And Sunday dinner in the Caribbean, you know, is big. You have your meat, your fish, your mac and cheese, your red beans, and that was my tradition to the family to say, what, I got this, and that was my introduction to loving cooking for food. So Sunday dinner, the whole spread from potato salad, the rice and peas, everything.
And how old were you?
Possibly like 12, 13, 14, around that time. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I knew I didn't want to go to church.
That was a good excuse. What are your kitchen rules?
Oh, um, kitchen rules for me is not. I mean, yeah, you can have fun in the kitchen, but when you get out of hand, it's loud and it's 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 not like making sense. It's more disturbing. I don't like that. I like to stay focused because sometimes you might pick up salt or sugar depending on not knowing what you're doing, or you might burn something or forget something in the oven.
Mhm.
So let's not have a party in the kitchen, you know?
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, we have a couple more questions.
Wow.
Yeah, the students, they asked a lot of questions. So, um, what what's the first dish you were proud of as a chef?
First dish I was proud of that was literally was something I was done by accident. Um, my chef wanted certain meat and he got veal cheeks and he called me by my last name, Benjamin. This is you. Do whatever you want. And it was for a party for Fortune 500 magazine. They were celebrating their anniversary, and I made this braised veal cheeks. And I remember the CEO was like, "Oh my God, this is so delicious. Who made this?" And then my chef couldn't take credit, but he brought me to the guy and said, "This is our young chef who made this." And the guy was like, "Wow, that's impressive." And he asked me right on the spot, "Do you want to be a celebrity chef?" Like, because he's thinking Fortune 500. I'm like, "No, just wherever cooking takes me. I just want to be true to myself with food. Let the food speak for me first."
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
You just never know.
yes.
Yeah. What was the first meal you made when you moved to New York?
Well, again, I kept the tradition of Sunday um, meal here, and when I first moved to New York, my father had a son, and I used to end up babysitting him because at the time I wasn't working, going to school at the time, and just out of love, I used to actually make simple dishes like curry chicken and rice for him when he get home.
Mm,
Just to say, I'm here and I'm part of the family.
yeah,
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
contribute.
yes,
That
yes.
was that was thoughtful. Um, what was your biggest obstacle to financial success as a chef?
Wow, obstacle. I mean,
They're asking you some tough questions, huh?
yeah. I mean, for me, it's more or less knowing where you are in life and what you need, and you just have to balance it because when you get into entry level, it's not like you're making a major set of money, but at the same
Mm,
time, you just have to be passionate and learn in different ways. Like if you watch, like for now, it's probably easier. You have Netflix. Um, you could What I used to do actually, like I used to save up and go to fancy restaurants that I want to be inspired by,
mm,
and just sometimes you just could just have a meal and get a major inspiration, and
right.
that's part of today's meal was just eating pasta and knowing what the rules are, but I just broke them by doing Callaloo.
Right.
So for me, it's just like staying grounded and just not thinking that everything has to come right away.
Yeah. Definitely be patient.
Yes, yes.
Eventually your time will come.
Exactly.
So,
I always say that somebody may have Morocco today, but I'll have it tomorrow.
yeah. Three more questions.
Okay, no
I
problem.
know you're super busy, so I don't want to keep you back. If you could describe your chef journey in 3 words, what would it be?
Um, as I said before, it's a Cinderella story.
You said a what?
A Cinderella story.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's when I went to the ball.
That's funny. Um, what made you start cooking?
um, coming to the New York was just the lack of Caribbean cuisine on a high level, and I always figured that I wanted to change the narrative of that. And it was not at the time. It was not for me to say it was me per se, but just to have, because when I was here, it was more like mom and pop kind of setup, and I wanted to be sit down. I don't want to use the word fine dining, but just more upscale, I would say. And now there's a few restaurants now like that, and I applaud them. They're doing a great job, and I'm just saying, hey, congratulations to them. And is it actually motivating me? So I hope there's room for me.
I'm sure there is. And one question we have left very interesting. They ask, are you single?
Oh my God. I would say I was in a relationship, so right now I am single. So
Okay.
that's just life how it is, you know. But I'm still cooking.
All right, guys. So he's single. He knows how to cook. Hit him up.
Funny. All right, this was fun. Thank you, and thank you for the debut of Callaloo Pesto.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes. So enjoy. I'm gonna enjoy mine. So for sure. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for this, and I hope people get inspiration for this for the holidays. And you know, it's a time to be with your family, and especially with the pandemic from the past year. So just take the moment, savor the moments, and be loving.
Right.
All right.
But one last thing, I know we didn't get the opportunity to go on live in the True Trini Food and Recipe group, so I'm going to post this in the group.
Okay.
So I just want to also thank them for giving us the opportunity to
for sure.
Even have the live video, but we had some technical difficulties, so
Yeah, I know.
unfortunately we couldn't be live in the group. But I do want to say thank you to True Trini Food and Recipes. And where can everyone find you? Like, are you on Instagram, Facebook?
Instagram is work best for me. I'm always cooking. I always want to show people different ways to eat. So I'm here, Chef Shorne. The new year is coming. Let's see what happens. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. You have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.